that's the precision strike by Indian forces, and that's, to the best of my knowledge, caught on a static camera. That is how the battlefield is made transparent. They're also using LOROS, they're also using HHTIs or handheld thermal imagers. Those low-slung radars and sensors that are deployed all along the LC. When people ask, because look, the sarkanda grass, that high grass that grows there, it enables terrorists to hide and infiltrate. But then when you talk about the thermal images, as the name suggests, the body heat of terrorists, it makes them reflect in the red against the green backdrop of the HHTIs, the handheld thermal imagers. The terrorists are then spotted. These images are just coming in, and the BSF personnel who are lying in wait, and now they have their advanced weapons. The BSF, the first line of defense along the international border, it then has the opportunity to single out these terrorists and shoot them. Of course, these terrorists often get lucky because, quite like Hamas terrorists, Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammad terrorists, aided by Pakistan's Rangers and army, often dig tunnels close to the LC and the IB, the line of control and the international border, and they dig very narrow tunnels. It's almost like a rat hole, like a foxhole, and they get into those tunnels and then come out on one side in the fields. And even though it may be fenced, you may have sensors, when they come in underground, it's very difficult to detect. So the aim is to be able to look even deeper within. Before they get into those tunnels, you neutralize them, as has been done so effectively in this case. 7 Jaish-e-Mohammad terrorists have been dispatched to hell. I want to bring in Kamaljeet Kaur Sandhu for more on this. Kamal, you've been working through the night and you're back with us right here. Give me details of what's transpired, because the situation does remain extremely precarious, and I hope you're safe where you are.
Well, we are at line of control, but let me tell you, things are precarious, as you mentioned it. Right in Samba, there was a huge retaliation coming in from Pakistan. But meanwhile, the infiltrating terrorists have been neutralized by the BSF. They've also said they have destroyed now a park post called Dhandar. And this is where visuals have been given, because they were giving cover fire to Pakistani infiltrating terrorists. Now, at a point of time where there were swarm drones coming in, at a point of time where there was heavy artillery shells coming in, this is where in Samba sector, Pakistan-based terrorists were trying to infiltrate, and that is when the alert BSF Jawans not only fired and neutralized them, they also fired upon the bunker which was given them the cover fire. So this is at point of time where things are on a high alert, both at line of control and international border. Gaurav, there's also information coming in that these infiltrating terrorists could actually possibly be Fidaeens, and they could create havoc in the hinterland. And this is one of the ploys, because remember, the Jaish-e-Mohammad, Lashkar-e-Taiba, their own headquarters have been devastated by the Indian missiles. There is also a retaliation in terms coming in from these particular terror organizations, but they have been reined in by the Pakistani army, because remember, this could lead to a further escalation, and we always know that these terrorist organizations have had safe havens in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir for a very long time. And this is one indication about the video being released very clearly gives evidence not just of cover fire given by Pakistani Rangers, but also about the retaliation and well securing this entire area of international border by the BSF BSF Jawans. So clearly,
to the Rangers, stay with me for a moment. Stay with me, Kamal. I want to bring in Air Marshal Sanjeev Kapoor, former Director General Flight Safety and Inspections, on this broadcast. Also with me is General Rameshwar Yadav, former DG Infantry, who joins us in just about a moment from now. Air Marshal Kapoor, there are two aspects I want you to weigh in on. The images that we're seeing right now of 7 Jaish-e-Mohammad terrorists being neutralized as they attempted to infiltrate, and not along the LC, but across the IB, the use of the handheld thermal imagers and LOROS. Tell me more about what efforts that are being made to make the battlefield more transparent for our warriors.
You just covered a little while ago, never ever in the history of mankind you would find the serving soldiers giving funeral to a terrorist. Yes. So the complete Pak army and Rangers was seen, and the same army leaves their troops behind in Kargil and in after Jafar Express blast. So to their own brethren, they are not. So somewhere this gives an indication that the terrorists are intertwined with the army and the armed forces. So though there is no accountability for them, so the army would be facilitating now to create unrest along the Samba sector and this Poonch Rajori area. They would try infiltration because the weather and other things are suitable. Large amount of Chinese equipment, thermal imagers and others have been procured. The satellite communication handheld devices are with them. They have latest night vision goggles and imageries. They have sensors to detect, and they have another warning devices attached
Yes.
onto the body with which they can
I
sense.
want to, for a moment, Air Marshal, give me a moment as I want to play out these images full frame. I want our viewers to get better appreciation of the battlefield when they look at these images. And we'll play these images out full frame, full screen for you to appreciate the situation and the difficulties in which our armed forces fight. Now, this is a dense, thick foliage area opposite Samba. On the Indian side, India's effort is to cut this sarkanda grass or this grass that grows pretty high. But on the Pakistani side, watch these images. They encourage this. They encourage a thick foliage so that can be used as cover for infiltration. Then they build bunkers. Not only do they build bunkers, they then build tunnels for them to cross over on the Indian side. But watch these images. It's of course been caught on that thermal imagers and cameras that can see very effectively at night. And watch this. So some of the signatures that are there on the system, it gives you those details that this is camp number 56 where this situation has been taken. It is spotted, and that spotter to shooter is how the system operates, and I've been privileged to see this in action both along the line of control and now the technology. So first, this technology was given only in areas where there was massive infiltration. Now, with technology and indigenous manufacturing, that is why Atmanirbhar Bharat is so important. You can scale up. You can deploy it at multiple locations and you can protect your country better. So Border Security Force watches this and then they shoot the threat before it comes close to you.